This is sober talk uncut. Say it straight, say it tough. Every slip, every sky.
Welcome to Sober Talk Uncut, y'all. This is the podcast about real conversations, real people, and becoming a better version of yourself, y'all. We about to get down to the nitty gritty, man. This episode, man.
This is sober talk uncut.
One of the hardest situations I went through, man, is the police chase, man. I was fried. Let me tell you how it first started. I was at my sister's house, and I was getting fucked up already. Smearing off, I think it was like smearing off raspberry. I had drunk like 2/5 to myself, man. Went over my sister's house. My homeboy had met me over there. I drank another 2/5. I leave my sister house, man, and she ain't say shit to me. She ain't say, brother, don't, you can stay here or nothing. She just let a nigga walk right up out the damn door, and she wasn't even drinking. But I'm on Puritan at the Burger King, and I had a pair of handcuffs in my car, man. And I pulled around in the drive-through, and I'm trying to order some food, but I'm drunk as hell. I'm hitting the wall, everything. So the lady, I remember this. The lady, she was saying she wasn't gonna serve me this, that. So I'm lying to her, telling her I'm the police. I pulled the handcuffs out, like, bitch, I'll arrest you. Boom, boom, just acting a fool, right? So I end up pulling off. I'm hitting the wall. I'm fucking my car up, hit the wall. I pull out on Puritan, and I get I mean, is this Puritan? Yeah, I pull out on 6 Mile off from that Burger King on is it on Six and I think it's on Six and Schaefer, or and I go towards Puritan. Boom, I make a left on Puritan. Man, I'm doing 125 down Puritan. I look to the right and I see myself fly by the police. And shit, I knew it was on after that. I seen them come out, them lights came on. I'm flying, boom, they right behind me. I'm in the car. You know, I'm already liquored up. I'm like, man, fuck them. They ain't about to catch me. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gone. I get the Finkel, and I get the Puritan and Myers, I mean. Puritan and Myers. I didn't even try to brake. I just tried to turn. Car flipped. Boom. Smacked the pole. That's all I remember. I had, from that point, I remember the out of body experience. Um, I remember my body raising up. Just a true story, y'all. I remember my body raising up, my spirit, and I'm looking at the police pull me out the car. And as I'm going up, I'm just going up. Now, mind you, I got the same clothes on, everything. The shit was weird, man. Um, I'm going up. I'm still drunk. I promise you, it wasn't no dream. This is real life. I'm still drunk. The police pulling me out the car. I'm going up, going up, going up. Next thing you know, I'm in a dark. It's just all dark. It's pitch black, and I'm like, what the fuck? Exactly what I say to myself. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm dead. I'm like, what the fuck I'm gonna do now? I'm like, man, what my kids gonna do? What my wife gonna do? And I just started running, 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 running. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't know where I was running to. I couldn't see shit. And next thing you know, I just seen a light. And when I ran into that light, my eyes popped back open. And I was on the hospital bed, butt naked. I had a catheter in my penis. I had tubes down my throat. So once I came to, I ripped all that shit out. Boom, ripped that out. I said, man, what the hell? They was like, he's back. I'm like, what the fuck you mean he's back? They was like, sir, you were dead. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I was dead? I'm like, I wasn't dead. They was like, sir, you were dead. You know what I'm saying? So they, at this time, they willing me into the hospital. And now I done came back to life acting a fool. Came back from death acting a fool. ripping stuff out. I'm telling the nurse, I'm making passes at the nurse, telling them telling her thank you for saving my life. Just acting a fool. Still didn't understand the seriousness of this situation, man. Once I got I thought the police was gonna be there or whatever because they told me what happened. They kind of refreshed my memory, told me I was in a police chase. Boom, boom, boom. I passed back out, and once I woke up, only person who was by my side, once again, was that lady I said I do to. And none of my homeboys that I was out with, I had a big circle at the time because I was in the streets doing my thing. Nobody, nobody, man. And everybody knew, man. And the only person that was by my side, man, once I woke up, um, I looked over, still drunk, start talking shit to my wife, like not bad shit, but just talking shit, and she crying like, "Nigga, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "I gotta pee," and she was like, "They said you was paralyzed." I'm like, "I'm not paralyzed." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "I gotta piss," and she like, "You can't feel nothing." I'm like, "I can feel something," and I'm like, "I have to piss," and so she called the nurse in there or whatever, and so the nurse, like pulled the cover back and she ran her finger across my foot and it tickled. And she looked at my wife, she went and got the doctor. I'm like, "Man, fuck this shit. I gotta piss." So I try to hop up, but my legs were so weak I barely could stand up. But then when the doctor came in, the reason I was trying to get up, go piss, I wanted to get up and leave. But the doctor was like, "Listen, you not in trouble. The police they ain't even thinking about you." They was like, "You learned your lesson." Now, mind you, y'all, I had a gun in the car, I had drugs in the car, and I had liquor in the car. Shout out to DPD too, man. For real, man. Y'all saved me a lot of trouble, man, and I did learn my lesson. See, this shit ain't never happened again. Um, but the doctor told me, "Listen, Mr. Coles, you not ready to go. You not good. If you don't sit down, if you don't get back up there, I will call the police." And so I was like, "Fuck it." So I get back up there, and of course, I heard it from my wife because she was upset, man. And I looked down, and when I looked down, I asked my wife, like, "Where the fuck all this blood come from?" And she was like, "I don't know." The doctor said they didn't know I wasn't bleeding internally. I didn't have one cut on my body. I didn't have no bones, but my whole body, my whole outfit was covered in blood. They didn't know where the blood came from. So when it was the next day, I walked out of there the next day, y'all. Through the grace of God, man. Walked out of there the next day, man. And me and my wife went to the junkyard, and that's when I seen my car, man. And I broke down. Once I seen my car, I broke down because I couldn't believe. And that's when I realized that out of body. That's when I realized I was really dead. Once I seen that car, my car was crushed up like a Coke can, man. And the dudes at the junkyard, you motherfuckers, I hope y'all see this. Y'all stole my pelly coat and my clippers. you know, but you know, I ain't studying that. I made it out of that alive, man. So I went to see my car and get my stuff out of there, and man, I broke down, man. Me and my wife couldn't believe that I was still here, man. And another crazy situation this is how my sister found out because I was on my way to my other sister house, my other twin sister house, because she stayed on Myers and Finkel at the time. She that morning, the next morning, she was walking to the bus stop. True story. She was walking to the bus stop, and she said she was standing at the bus stop, and she said she just seen papers where I hit the pole. She said she just seen papers blowing around and shit. So she said she was just looking, and she said she walked and started picking up some of the paper, and that shit had my name all over it. And she said she was like, "What the fuck?" So she said she found my car registration, she found my ID, she found all type of shit. So she said she just started picking up all the paper, and then she called my wife, and my wife told her I was in a police chasing an accident, and that's where I guess I was trying to get to her house, but that's how my sister found out about that situation, man. And sadly, I didn't learn from that shit, man. You know, the day I got out, I was getting drunk again, man. You know, the day I got out, man, that could have been took away from here, man, and I still didn't learn my lesson, man. I still that addiction, man, that addiction. Um, I went and got me another bottle of, I think it was lemon smearing off this time, and I started that shit all over again. And my wife was just like, she was kind of like through with me, man. She was just like, you just don't get it. And you know, I'm drunk. I'm like, shut your ass up. And at this time, now listen, mind you, when you go through something like this, you feel like you untouchable. Like you feel like, you know, you can't die. You know how Martin was in Bad Boys? When he was like, I can't die. And I'm dead serious. It's a serious situation, but I can talk about it like that. I really feel like I couldn't die. I done made it through so much, without going to jail, without dying. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I couldn't die, so I felt it was like whatever. I can do whatever I want. God got His hand on me. I'm one of them ones, and I just didn't care. You know, kept putting my wife through it. Another incident, man. Baby, I'm gonna tell this story, but um, hopefully you don't kill me for this. Um, was my wife's birthday party. We was at her and her twin had a party at TGI Fridays in Southfield. Now, what I still don't understand to this day, baby, is why the fuck you chose me to be your designated driver, and you know I was an alcoholic. Now I'm looking at this camera, but I'm talking to you, girl. You know damn well that wasn't a good idea, and you know the outcome of what I'm about to say. You know it wasn't a good idea. So, um, my dumb ass. First of all, we pre-gaming at my house, at our house, and I'm like, that's all I'ma have. I'm still cool at the time, y'all. So I'm like, this all I'ma have. We get to TGI Fridays, they getting lit. I'm like, man, look, I should have known this shit wasn't no good idea. I'm around all this alcohol. I get to getting fried, man. With my wife, I'm getting torched. It's to the point I'm blacked out. I don't even know. I think I got into it with somebody that night too. I think I did. And so we leaving or whatever. It's time to go. I still got pictures of that shit, man. It's time to go. My wife drunk as hell, as she had every right to be. It was her birthday, and I let her down, man. She wanted me to be her designated driver, and I wasn't. I almost took us on the straight trip to hell. So we leave up out of there, man. Now I still remember this. We leave up out of there. I'm swerving everywhere. Now I did have a presence of mind. I was so fucked up. I pulled up to these damn white people house on a service drive. And I got to banging on their door and I said, can me and my wife just stay here? I'm drunk. True story. If these people see this, they was old as hell, so hopefully they still alive too. Banging on the door, man. Now my wife in the car passed out, and I knew I was drunk and I couldn't drive. And the lady, they actually said, "Yeah, y'all can," but I was just like, something just came over me. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I got back in the car, and they were just standing on the porch like, nah, it's like 12, 1 o'clock at night, man. And I got back in the car. I do the U turn around the service drive, man, and just boom, go through the fence thing. Like next thing you know, we hanging over the freeway and cars stopping or whatever. A guy came and he got my wife out the car. And if I ain't mistaken, dog, I think this guy was trying to touch on my wife too, boy. I ain't playing. I really do. I think this guy was trying to touch on my wife. I think he was trying to take my wife. And I was so drunk, I hopped out the car. Like nigga wasn't even trying to save me. This nigga was just trying to save my wife. And I'm like, this nigga. So I gets out the car and he had put my wife in the back seat of his car. I'm like, nigga. And I grabbed my wife or whatever, get her out the I just drug her ass out the car. She passed out. She like dead weight. Just drug her ass out. My sister stayed. This is years from the other accident. So now my sister stay past the service drive, like on a service drive in them apartments on Southfield. And so I called my sister or whatever. My sister like, I'm coming out. I'm coming out. So my sister came and threw my wife. My sister big as hell, big girl. Threw my wife on her shoulder. Cause when she came out, I'm dragging my wife literally like by the shirt, just dragging her, trying to get to my sister. I'm talking about dragging her all through the street. Just like I'm drunk as hell, man. I'm dragging her like a doll, man. And as my sister came out or whatever, by the time my sister got her, and I'm drunk, we trying to get to my sister's house, the police came. And by this time, I kind of like blacked the fuck out. Woke up, and when I opened my eyes, I just seen the fucking floor. And I'm like, oh, where the fuck I'm at? But as soon as I opened my eyes and seen that floor, I looked at the drain. And you know what the fucking jail drain looked like. I'm like, I know goddamn well I ain't in jail. Man, I had the wool blanket on me. I flipped that motherfucker off. I got the kicking on the door. And they came and they like, calm down, sir. I'm like, man, what the fuck I do? He was like, you almost killed you and your wife, sir. You almost ran you guys off the freeway. I'm like, damn. And so when I woke up, they was fine. The police, man. Shout out to Southfield police too, man. Y'all could have fucked me up. They when once they fingerprinted me and stuff, they couldn't fingerprint me until I woke up, dog, because they said I was so unruly. They said I was trying to fight them. They said I was spitting on them. They said I was doing all type of stuff, man, that I ain't remember, man. And everybody know that ain't me. That was that alcohol, man. And they could have fucked me up, but they didn't, man. So shout out to Southfield Police, man. So I asked, I said, where my wife at? They was like, she's in the hospital, sir. I'm like, what? So they said we got a number you can call her on. I called my wife and talking to her, man, and she was like she was hooked up to IVs or whatever. She was dehydrated. She had to get some IVs hooked up to her, man. And once again, I apologize to her or whatever. I think that was my second DUI, first or second. It was one of them. Once I once I got out, man, my priority was my wife, man, and she wasn't too mad at me, but she was mad. But she wasn't too mad. I kind of feel like that shit was your fault. But let me chill out. No, it wasn't your fault. I should have been a little more responsible. But I ain't had no business driving, man. But I almost killed me and my wife, man. Oh, that's another memory that fucked with me, and I still didn't learn. I kept going. I put a lot of strain on my family, man. My children, they didn't even they didn't want to be around me. They heard the way I talked to their mom. They heard the stuff I said. They seen the stuff I did. Shit kind of hurt a little bit, man, to see, you know, my kids, man, mean everything to me, man. And I used to cuss their ass out, get drunk, cuss their ass out, never put my hands on them. But for my son to listen to the way I talk to his mama, man, it wasn't just mental abuse to my wife. That was mentally abusing my kids too, man. Wonder why my daughter had behavior problems in school is because of what she was around for a minute at home. Listen, man, I would come in that house and destroy the fucking house. When I say destroy the house, I woke up one day, man. I come out the room, couches tipped over, table broke, pictures knocked. Listen, man, it looked like a tornado went through my house. So my drunk ass, I go kick the kid's door in, like, hey, get your ass up. Go, my son. I'm like, hey, what the fuck happened? My wife come out the room like, you what happened? I'm like, what? I go in the bathroom mirror ripped off. And I was just looking stupid as hell, man. And look, man, I put my kids through all of this, man. I put a lot, man. My kids seen a lot, man. Now being older and going through therapy and going through everything I've been through, I realized my root cause of all this was from my childhood. I just didn't know how to cope with nothing. And now I got different coping mechanisms. I got different cope, but I learned that later on in life. At the time, I didn't know how to cope with this shit, man. I was just drinking like this to cover up the pain I had from my childhood. I relive my childhood every single day, man. And everything I said I wouldn't do in life, I wouldn't do to my kids, I wouldn't do to my wife. At one point, besides the physical, I was doing that shit, man. And that shit was bold. And I really, I can apologize all I want, but actions speak louder than words. And I had to put everything into action, man. I couldn't just keep telling my family I'm sorry because my actions didn't say that. And for me, I didn't want my daughters to grow up and get a dude like me. I'm saying because if my daughter had a dude like I was, he wouldn't live long. And I'm just being honest. You get what I'm saying? So my wife hid a lot probably from her family. You know what I'm saying? Not just to save me, but she know I wasn't no joke either. You know what I'm saying? So it kept a lot of the peace down. But I would never in a the man I am now. Yeah, my daughters better get a man like me. I'm one of a kind right now. You know, but the man I was, mm-mm. I didn't, and that's the man they seen. That's the man they seen the majority of the time, except my youngest. And I asked my son, man. I said, "How you become the man you are?" And you know what he said to me, man? It hurt my feelings, but it was true. He said, "Watching you." Fuck you mean watching me? And he like watching you do stupid stuff. He was like, I ain't trying to offend you or nothing, but that kind of hurt my feelings. But I understood him. You get what I'm. My wife like you ask him a question, you can't be mad. You know, and that shit hit me hard. It hit me hard. And then for my daughter outspoken like me, and my daughter would tell me, Dad, you a great dad. You just got an issue, man. And to hear that come from my baby, man, that that really made me want to do better. That made me want to do better in life. That made me want to do better for her. That made me want to do better for myself. But I realized I couldn't do this shit for them. I had to do this shit for me. And I realized I was never going to change. I would go to AA just to shut her up. And then when I got out of AA, I went straight to the motherfucking liquor store. I just didn't get it, man. Like I didn't get it, man. Going to AA, man. My wife, she of course she complained a lot, but I would go to AA. First time I ever went to AA, it was court ordered, and that's the only reason I went. So for one, I wasn't gonna stop. I wasn't serious. I was only doing it so I wouldn't go to jail. Then I would only do it to shut my wife up. And then when I get home and I'm drunk, she like, damn, didn't you just come from AA? And I'm like, shut your ass up. At least I went. Just that, listen, man, ignorance is bliss, bruh. And until you go through the things I went through, it got to come a point in your life where something dramatic or drastic happen, like with me, where enough is enough, and that's what it took for me. But I'm glad it took that because I'll be dead right now, man. Sometimes I sit back and I think I shouldn't even be alive, man. It's a lot of people who lost their life and who ain't here no more, man, and they wasn't as half as bad as I was. So I beat myself up a lot, man. Even when I put my wife through, my kids through, I still beat myself up to this day, even though I'm a totally different person, man. And I'm sober now. I still think about some of the things I put them through, and that shit, it don't sit right with me. Being the man I am now, that shit just don't sit right. Like I said, I can say sorry all I want, but I had to show actions speak louder than words, man. So I'm just glad that I got to the point where these situations went overboard. Well, I had to make the decision to change. That decision didn't come until I had a situation happen where it really was kind of life or death. It kind of pushed me into going to rehab. Speaking on rehab, think I told this story before. Um, my rehab consists of detox, PHP, and IOP. I went down to Florida for 4 months. PHP, I mean, detox is where you go in and you get admitted or whatever. You in detox for 7 days. It's a blackout period where they take your phone. You detox. They get all the shit out. You getting all the shit out your system. They giving you pills so you won't have seizures and all that. Next step is PHP, partial hospitalization. Can't remember the other P. That's when you move from detox, you move to residential, and you got roommates. You doing AA, you doing class, you doing therapy, psych therapy, all that. First time I ever got mental therapy. I had to be mental doing the shit I was doing all these years. Like I said, big ups to Recovery First, y'all. In Florida, big ups, man. Y'all got me together. Y'all got me right. Big ups to you, Jeff, man. I know I disrespected you at first, my brother, because of your sexuality, but you changed my life, brother. And I appreciate that, bro. I didn't even want to talk to this man because I told him to his face, man. I said I don't relate to you, bro. And he like, what? He like, what do you mean? You're here to get therapy? I'm like, I ain't talking to you. I got up and walked out. I called my wife. I told this story before, but I like telling this story. And we talking about rehab. I called my wife, and I'm like, I got to talking to her about it, and I'm like, man, this dude gay. I ain't about to talk to this dude. I don't identify with this dude, man. She said, man, what him being gay got to do with you getting therapy? And I'm like, damn, you know what? Ding, something went off in my head. I'm like, oh, you right. So I went back in there. I apologized to that man, and I got my therapy. And that was one of the best. That gay man saved my life, man. That was the best therapy I ever got. So, moral of the story, man, don't judge a book by its cover, man. I learned a valuable lesson that day. Um, that man got me to break down. I never cried. I can cry. I cry easy now. Like, I don't. It's no shame in me crying. That man got me to break down. He got me to forgive, to learn to forgive. You get what I'm saying? He got me talking. I suppressed a lot, and I was grateful for the therapy I got from him, man, because I didn't know what therapy was, and not only was he gay, he was a white man. I wasn't used to being around white people, and I didn't want to talk to no white person about my problem. He was a genuine dude, man, and I feel stupid as hell, man. And that was my valuable lesson, man. I learned, man. And like I said, man, I thank that man for getting my life together, man, and giving me the therapy I needed. After my therapy part, it was IOP. That's um, intensive outpatient, something, whatever the last P is. Y'all in rehab, y'all know. Um, I got moved to another facility. Now, mind you, my wife got my back the whole time. I just packed up and I just left. You get what I just went home and threw shit in the suitcase, man, because the situation that happened, it was time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to discuss shit with my wife. I wasn't doing it for my wife. This time I did it for myself, man, and only me. I didn't do it for my kids. I didn't do it for my wife. I didn't do it for my mama. I ain't do it for my brother. I did this shit for me. And when I did it for me, this shit hit different this time when I did it for me. But once I got the IOP, it was it was now I'm in a room like it's like a condo, like, but it's real crazy motherfuckers. It's people who don't wash their ass. And I'm in a room with these motherfuckers. It's man, it's motherfuckers who broke. They ain't had no money. Like we got food stamps, but I'm talking about it's people who ain't got socks. It's people who ain't got drugs. I ain't never experienced this shit like with grown people who didn't know how to take care of themselves. You get what I'm saying? So it was a big time adjustment for me, man. And coming from where I'm coming from, it kind of hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to really live with these motherfuckers, man. But it was just like with me. I wasn't taught a lot of shit growing up, and they addiction hindered them from being taught. Like some people really didn't think they stank, and I used to have to tell these dudes like nice as I can. I got into it with the shout out to Casey, man. Uh, congrats on your sobriety, bro. The big white dude, man. This motherfucker used to stink so bad and so bad. And he know what's up. He gonna watch this. And I used to have to tell him, dog, your ass stink. Like you need to get your big ass in the shower, man. Like, and then like the motherfucker used to get in the pool and used to think he was taking a bath. That was his way of taking a bath. You get what I'm saying? And I never talked about I talked to him talk about him to his face. But I didn't know he was dealing with severe depression, and those are signs of severe depression. The man tried to kill himself plenty of times. See, at the time, I didn't know that. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't know the things I was saying because I was about to fight his ass one time. And cause I sat on the couch and a whiff of ass just came up, and I was eating, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I put my plate down. I said, "Come on, big boy." I said, "I'm about to beat your big ass." You know, he like, "I'm tired of you talking shit." And I think he wanted to say something else. Y'all get my riff. I think he wanted, but he didn't though. I'm come to find out this man was struggling with deep depression, which causes you to live the way he was living. And I didn't know that, but I know now. I had to learn that. Congratulations to this man. He been sober a year. He had a heroin addiction. He used to pill addiction. He used to try to kill himself, man. So big ups to this man. And I'm glad none of the words I spoke to you um, made you harm yourself anymore, man. And it was out of love. It wasn't not a, I wasn't trying to hurt you or nothing, my brother. Being in that place really taught me something. I would listen to these people, man, and these people talking about the next damn rehab they going to. That ain't my mindset, dog. You already relapsed. When you talking about you talking, this the next time I'm going here. I'm going here. Hell no. The shit I seen there and the shit I went through, I ain't never going. My mind state was I'm here to take care of business. I listen. I wasn't talking to nobody. I didn't want no friends. They like, man, you don't want friends. Listen, man, I ain't gonna see none of y'all when I leave here. And I'm here for business, dog. I'm not here to play with y'all. I don't listen respectfully. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care to talk to you. You want my number? I don't want your number, dog. I ain't gonna use it. I'm here to take care of business, and that's what I was. That's what I came there to do. Some of them understood. Some of them thought I was an asshole. But look at me now. I went down there on business, man. Some of the folks we went down there with dead. They went back and relapsed, and they dead, man. You know, so that's the that's the result of not taking this shit serious. My next relapse could mean death. You get what I'm saying? That could mean death for me, man. And I just gotta I feel it deep down in my soul. If I ever went back to it, I ain't gonna make it. And I know that for a fact. My soul talked to me and it tells me that. So that's why, That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, man, and that's why I live this shit one day at a time, man. And the all my instructors down in rehab, man, y'all did a great job, man. Y'all did a great job. Some of y'all was on some bullshit, but y'all, for the most part, y'all did a great job. Class was good, man. Um, I learned how to speak out a little bit, and I was out my element because I never been around so many fucking white people in my life. Now, mind, I'm from Detroit, and I would say this in front of the whole class, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable around y'all. Like for real. I'm like, I'm not used to talking, around, all white people. I made some good friends, man, down there. It's some good white folks out here, man. I want to let y'all know all white folks ain't bad now, man. And I learned that down there. You know what I'm saying? It was some real, genuine, cool white folks down there, man. For real. A lot of them, they couldn't stand my ass. You know what I'm Because I spoke my mind, and they don't like a black man who speak his mind. But and then the dudes down there, like the black folks down there, man, they just different than we are up here. You get what I'm saying? They was like, "Oh, you talking to them white folk like that?" They was talking like they was slaves. I'm like, "What the fuck? You talking to them white folk like that?" I'm like, "What you mean talking to them white folks? I'm telling them what's on my mind." But they not used to hearing people talk like that to these white folk. That was a great experience for me, man. It's where I changed my life, man. So the whole rehab experience, man. Listen, man, if you need to go, you need to get in touch with American Addiction Centers, y'all. They will get you together. Recovery first, wherever. I went to recovery first. Then they sent me to wellness. That's what it was. Wellness Resource Center. I'm giving y'all a shout out, man. Y'all did a hell of a job with your boy, man. Look what you created, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. What was my therapist's name? I can't believe I don't remember. Samantha, you did a great job with the therapy, girl. I really appreciate it. You was honest with me. I told you reminded me of my wife because you was blunt. And I ain't like your ass at first because you held me accountable. And I appreciate that. And I hope you see this. And keep doing a good job, young lady. I appreciate it. I can't remember the tall black dude name, but he was a good dude. And my wife, this the first time she gonna hear this. My wife don't know this, but I wasn't coming back because I was scared of coming back to my same environment. I didn't think I would be strong enough, which I underestimated myself. I didn't think I would be strong enough to survive. I thought I would go back to being around the same people, doing the same shit. And then I just fell in love with Florida so much, and I was so focused down there. I got my weight in order. I got healthy, man. My skin was good. I was sober. I just wanted a fresh start. And a lot of them nights down there, I cried because I was trying to build up the courage to tell my wife this shit was over. You get what I'm saying? I was gonna tell my wife I wasn't coming back, but the love I had for her, man, I just couldn't do that to her. But that was my intentions. My intentions wasn't coming back, man, and it wasn't because I didn't love her. It's because I was just scared of letting her down again. I was scared of letting my family down again. And I felt like I could do a better job with a fresh start. And I knew a long distance marriage wouldn't work. I ain't good with no long. I'm surprised I did good in rehab. And once again, I want to thank you, baby. My baby encouraged me. She talked to me every day. Um, I was mad though for a minute because you wouldn't send me no money. And look, she told me, she said, "You got food, you got cigarettes. What you need money for?" I'm like, damn, you right. But I was like, I still want some money. And another thing is honesty. The honesty kept me humble. She kept me in order, man. Listen, man, if you got a good woman out there, keep her. If you got a good one, I'm telling you, listen, man. I took this woman for granted. I took her for granted for now. Listen, man. Let me tell you. Listen, I'm the biggest asshole that in my addiction that you will probably meet. You get what I'm saying? I'll be laughing with you, and I'll probably shoot your ass the next minute. You get what I'm saying? That's the type of alcoholic I was. You know what I'm saying? This woman dealt with so much, man. When I tell you so much, so much. And like I said, she never left my side. When I just packed up and left, and she ain't know what was going on, but she found out, of course, she was supportive. She stood by her husband. Her parents been married 60 plus years, so she know what family is about. She know what love and loyalty was. I didn't. She taught me. She taught me what love is. She taught me what loyalty is. She taught me what integrity is. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was mistreating her, man, this woman still stayed by me. Man, like I said, I just want to thank this woman every chance I get, man. I thank my queen every chance I get for being there. I wouldn't trade the world for you. I love you, and you keep being a great woman. And all you dudes, if hey, listen, you got a good woman, don't lose her trying to be tough, dog. Don't lose her trying not to listen, trying to listen to these dudes, man. Hey, you fight for your woman and you fight for your relationship. You get what I'm saying? And learn to listen to y'all woman, man. It's been great. Thank y'all for joining me, man. This is Sober Talk Uncut, man. I really appreciate it, man. I'm out.
This is sober talk uncut.